Woo! What a way to start off opening week for Major League Baseball. Oh my goodness. I wasn't planning on doing a BRAP rant this morning. I was actually going to do a BRAP rant tomorrow, but we just got bombshell of an announcement from Xbox GamePass, and I have Lord Cognito and I got Lord Addict here from the Iron Lords podcast to discuss this huge announcement. So let's officially get this show, or this rant, I should say, started right now. All right. Well, the intro's not working.
Shout out to the intro.
Shout out to the intro. All right. Well, so we're gonna hold on a sec here.
One more time.
One more time. Hold on a sec here. No, it's not working still. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, damn! It keeps cutting. All right.
All right. We're good. All right. Whatever. We're good. All right. So let's get into. Well, first of all, I want to thank Addict and Lord Cognito for joining me. Literally with like 5 minutes notice. So, gentlemen, thank you for coming on BRAP to discuss this huge announcement today. And
I didn't even have 5 minutes. I literally got off the phone and Cog's like, get on BRAP. Get on BRAP. I'm like, okay, get on.
Because what's funny is both of you called me at around the same time, and I'm speaking to Addict, and then BRAP calls, and I'm like, oh man. So it's just been what a morning. What a morning.
What a morning, right? I just just had a cup of coffee, and it's funny. The BRAP guys were tweeting in the BRAP DM, and Eric's like, oh yeah, look at this teaser by Microsoft. We haven't had a big announcement, and then they hit the power button on the Xbox Series X, and you hear the crowd noise baseball, and I'm like, whoa, are they teasing MLB The Show Game Pass?
Bro, that's literally what I said, because I'm sitting there.
I saw people were like, oh, a lot of people, and I agree. When it comes to something like MLB coming on, it's easier to pull it's just the next FIFA, it's the next Madden. Right. To say it's MLB, because I mean that little snippet was just like a bunch of crowds going off.
I knew exactly what it was. I play MLB The Show so much, I knew exactly what it was.
But it's just crazy, man.
It's crazy because I'm sitting there, and like I said, I'm up a little bit. Oh, shout out to the chat. Oh, Worry Work, what's going on, bro? I haven't seen you there.
What's up, Worry?
Good to see you, Worry. Punk Edition, the building. What's going on? Oh, you got a what you call it? You got a super chat.
Yep. Let me grab the super chat real quick from our buddy Craig, the tech guy here, with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Craig. Says it's not a PlayStation exclusive, guys. MLB is the sole owner.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. I mean, the whole thing is, like I said, I'm just sitting there. I'm up a little bit early than usual. I'm trying to get some work done, and then I saw the Xbox tweet, and then I believe it was a Game Pass. Xbox said the Game Pass goes subtweets and says we haven't teased something in a long time. So then I listened to
the funny they teased Outriders like 2 weeks ago.
So I'm like, okay. So I'm listening. I'm like, yo, that's MLB The Show. But I'm like, let me calm down. Like, how is
you guys were talking, it woke me up, and I looked at it. I'm like, what are they talking about?
When I really put it together is when MLB themselves, the MLB Twitter account, kind of joins in on the fun with the eyeballs and the kind of thing. And I'm like, oh,
at that point it's a wrap.
So I'm like, something's cooking. And then literally, 5-10 minutes later, you see the Warrior 64, you see the Aaron Greenberg, you see the Jason Ronald, and it's like MLB The Show, day and date, Game Pass. And for me, BRAP, this is a big deal for me because I'm a sports guy. Baseball was usually football was my first passion, but baseball used to be my first passion. And I put the tweet out. I don't know if you saw it. 2015 was my first E3. This is early stages of Phil, taking over at Xbox.
I think it might have been his first year.
Might have been, right? So 2015 is my first time. I'm going out there. I meet a lot of people I'm friends with now for years. And I remember there was a period, meet and greet. I'm like, it's the head of Xbox. And to myself, they're like, if you have any questions, now's the time kind of thing. So I'm like, to myself, I was such a hardcore baseball guy. And at the time, if you remember, BRAP, MLB The Show was probably in the early stages as far as being a PlayStation exclusive and stuff like that. At the time, the 2K series not lost the license, but stopped developing MLB games. Remember at one point?
Yeah, and the last games weren't even that good, to be honest with you.
And they weren't good. At the time, I was just upset that now that they had got out of the MLB business, so to speak, Xbox was left in the cold without a simulation style baseball game. And yes, they've had baseball games, but like those RBI style joints, like
not all the quality.
Yeah,
nowhere near the quality.
The hardcore simulation purists, like me and Solve would play MLB The Show and go, "Yo, this is it. This is the definitive baseball experience." Like it got to the point where it's like I didn't even consider baseball on any other platform except Sony, because that's how true to life of the experience. And those guys over there, Ramon Russell, shout out to those guys. Like that is the best baseball game. It's not even close, right? So now I'm at the time said, so it's Phil comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, what do you want to see from Xbox?" So everybody's saying all these like elaborate questions. I'm like, Phil, to me, it is very embarrassing that the Xbox does not have their own baseball game. And the last point I'll make
or baseball game in general.
Right. And last point I'll make is that at the time, the rule was, even though I guess Sony had that exclusive, if you had your own studio, you were allowed to make your own MLB game. So at the time, Xbox, if they wanted to, would have to invest in that and then also pay for the license. So Greedy was there, BRAP. And I agree, because not that Phil didn't know the particulars, I guess he didn't know all the specifics of the contractual thing at the time. So Greeny's there, and then Greeny looks over to him and is like, "Hey, licensing, right?" So once he said that, I'm like, okay, it's got to be that MLB license is a very exorbitant, it's a very expensive thing. And we left it alone. But he did say to me, he was like, "Look, man, we definitely want to try to make that happen." Again, I am not taking credit for this move. I'm not going there. All I'm saying is, he did recognize that was an issue, because he almost went to Greeny almost with the effect like, "Yeah, why is this the case? Like, why are we in on this?" And then Greeny had to explain. So to see this is a huge deal, y'all. This is a huge deal, because at the end of the day, from what I've heard, Outriders Game Pass move is kind of a test bed for third-party day and date. Everyone will agree that we do feel the only Achilles to Game Pass was third-party day and date. We know you're going to get the first-party Xbox stuff, and you would get some big titles, but later on in the life cycle. But to get Outriders, which is now, which I don't know if you saw the metrics, Benji Sales put the metrics up as far as, just engagement, that kind of information. And how
it looks like after Outriders came out, and it went on Game Pass. Well, before it came out and it went on Game Pass, it looks like it got overall like, a bunch of my people on Xbox is gonna have it now. So I'll pick it up on Steam because I ain't playing on Xbox, and now I can play with them on Xbox because the Steam sales like they skyrocketed after.
Yeah, they're huge. Yeah.
So I mean, the last point I said, this is a tremendous move. And obviously talking with Addict, we're going at it like, "Yo, do you see what's going on? This is crazy." And the last point is just the question became, okay, we know MLB, whether it be through renegotiation or through the end of the contract, as far as MLB The Show being exclusive to Sony platforms, right? So now we did know, obviously, that it's been expanded, it's been multi-plat. But the question, BRAP, like me and you were discussing, like me and Attic were discussing, was, okay, when Game Pass happens, someone has to agree to put that into the service. Usually a bag is dropped off and someone has to agree. So the question becomes who, right? Because at the end of the day, is it, again, I don't know the contractual nature of this. Is it a situation where MLB is the publisher and it's their say? Is it a situation where Sony is the studio developer and they took it back? I don't know. That's the question I have.
The question that we need to know is, when you license out money, does the license, like, to me, what I'm looking at it now is, because like up until this year, I don't think MLB's ever been the publisher. It's always been Sony, hasn't it?
Yes, that's true. And some of the live chat
is the publisher this time. So
well, is that okay? So somebody said that in the live chat, Attic, and I'm looking for it. Like, I Googled it, and at least under the wiki page, it's still showing as Sony Interactive Entertainment as being the publisher.
Well, maybe someone would.
Did that change?
Maybe someone doctored it.
Yeah, I mean, that could be it too. That information could be incorrect, but if I'm just wondering, I was under the impression, and I hadn't heard any news or anything related.
It says on their official website that Sony is the publisher.
So I mean, look, unless someone says, "Hey, Brap, here's a link to,"
someone send that link if that exists.
Yeah,
that's the case.
Because I can't go by that. I can only go by what I'm seeing right now online, and that Sony is the publisher, and that look.
Actually, it's on the Xbox store. Let me just look it up on the.
And I'm shout out to my man Dom's playing because he's in the realm. He just put a tweet out. He says, "Look at the MLB calling the shots here. Title made by Sony Studio." Launching into Game Pass. Microsoft wasn't playing when it said they were investing in the ecosystem. Game Pass scoring a lot of big deals lately. Yeah, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting. Yeah,
I was going to say, Cock, it's interesting. We had Ryan McCaffrey on this Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
And if you haven't checked out that BRAP, you need to check it out. It was a great interview with Ryan McCaffrey from IGN. And I even asked Ryan.
On the Xbox, it's published by MLB.
Okay,
so I need someone because my PlayStation's in my brother's room right now because he's playing Last of Us. Right. So someone on the PlayStation needs to look and see if it's published by Sony on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
So if MLB's the publisher, then they can make those deals.
Right.
I mean, at that point, I mean, essentially what they're doing is Sony San Diego is basically making the game. MLB's publishing it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, look. The bag was dropped, but what I asked Ryan, McCaffrey on Wednesday, because we thought about because I mentioned Outriders. I'm like, hey, is this the tip of the iceberg? He's like, it's more like the snowball effect, and like literally 48 hours later, here we are, and the snowball is rolling. Like,
bro,
this is bigger. This is bigger than Outriders.
I agree.
This is big.
It's way bigger. It's not even on the same level.
This is humongous. This is the national pastime. Baseball's impact is tremendous. And continue, Brad. I'll let you go because I know where you're going. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get some super chats real quick because they're coming in. We have Glorious War with the $5 super chat says MLB did this deal behind Sony's back. Sony had no control, or Sony got the biggest bag ever, or a trade. Lord Ruffness with the $5 super chat says, sorry, guys, I'm going to have to sit down before I fall. Can't believe it about Major League Baseball, the show, and Game Pass day and date. I'll be Red Sox. Let's play. Thank you for the super chats, gentlemen. And then we got one more from Mega, $3,000, $5 super chat says, does the deal that was arranged, does it even matter at this point, guys? Or does a deal, I can't read this more. Does a deal that was arranged, does it even matter at this point, guys? A Sony developed game is on Game Pass. This is not a good look for Sony. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I have to agree with that, Brad. At the end of the day, look, probably MLB had a lot of showing in this, yes. But Sony is developing this. Sony is making this game on both platforms, and I don't think that MLB has 100% of the say. I think Sony does have some influence, but at the end of the day, it's MLB's decision. Okay, I'm gonna let you continue. To me, if you hit me up, I don't know when this was announced, be like, yo, we putting your game on your competitor's service to make, because let's be real here, it's making Xbox the more appealing brand for this particular year of MLB. Right. You can literally just go over there and play it on Game Pass. You don't even have to buy it. So people that own both platforms, they're not going to even get it on PlayStation, most likely. So that's hurting PlayStation. To me, Sony, so it's one of those scenarios where Sony has to really decide, do we even want to develop this game anymore if they're going to go and make moves like that?
Yeah, I see where you're going, Attic. I would agree with that. I think that they'll probably lose some sales. I think it's without looking at the metrics and the numbers. I think it's hard for us to kind of quantify what that means, what that impact looks like. But yeah, I do agree with you. There will be some impact because, like me, I had pre-ordered MLB The Show on PlayStation 5. I can tell you what, I'm not getting it on PlayStation 5. Right. I am playing it on Xbox Game Pass day and date.
Facts. It's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the question becomes, again, I understand if what Addict is saying is true, right? Could theoretically Sony could have stopped that? I'm not sure if that's the case. Again,
I don't think they could have stopped it, but I think they could have strong-armed them. They could have just said they're not going to make the game anymore. Like, look at
but
the end of the day,
that's spite in your own face. Because
what's the point in making the game? And you might as well let another studio make that game be a multiplayer where you don't have to waste the resources into it anymore, where you don't have to, worry about the making sure it comes out on a date. Because if you're making this game and the competition is getting more out of the game you're making, why even make it at that point?
Here's the thing. The problem is this is still, an exclusive license. The MLB license is from what I understand, it's a very expensive license to have, and it's prestigious to have on your brand. That MLB does not, from my understanding, give that out. So the decision was made initially to give this to Sony, and they made that deal where it was exclusive. Now, I don't know about the contract. This is a whole law question. Contractually, if the deal was up at a specific time, and then MLB had the right to negotiate, and at that time of negotiation, does MLB say, hey, we want to expand this to multi-plat because we feel financially this would benefit? And if that's the case, Sony might not have say in saying, hey, we don't want it to be multi-plat.
No, I'm not saying that they could have stopped it. Right. I'm saying that at this point, what's the point in making it? And how I've always, I don't know how it is in games, but what I've always got the understanding how licensing works in movies and stuff is they pay for the licensing. And then, as long as the company that has approves what happens in the movie, they could do what they want with it, but they always have to pay the licensing. I feel like MLB raised what it costs for the licensing, and instead of paying that extra cost, Sony's like, let's just put it multiplayer. It's a sports game anyway. That's how I feel like it went.
Well, here's the thing: if the bag is dropped by Phil and Microsoft, and they say, look,
I wonder how much money that costs.
Right. So if the bag is dropped, remember, a lot of these deals, even when they're dropped for certain platforms, there's an exclusive window again to the service. Right. So maybe it's one of those type of situations where it's non-compete once that bag is dropped, so to speak, as far as whose service it's going to go on. They're still going to get, Sony's still going to have the version on their game, on their platform.
And Sony's still going to make money off that.
Yeah, they're still going to make money. It's still $70.
That's the incentive. That's the incentive for Sony.
That's the incentive for Sony. They're like, okay, it's still $70 as opposed to losing it completely and being emotional about it and taking their bag and going home. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they still going to benefit. I agree with you though. I trust me. I know where you're going at. I don't want to dismiss what you're saying, because what you're saying is, yo, that's not a good look. That your baseball game that was exclusive to you, that's synonymous with your brand, is now and developed by Sony, is now on the Xbox platform.
That's my only thing. It's look, at the end of the day, if I can understand being multi-plat, and it's completely, I can understand them wanting to keep the license at that point. It's look, we could still make the game, because I thought, it would be anomalous that it would be multi-plat, but all the marketing, all exclusive DLC and stuff would be pushed Sony's way. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that this MLB thing happened, it's just at this point, man, next year I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft's marketing the thing. It's just crazy.
We're forgetting one aspect too that's huge. This thing is going to be streamed to xCloud. That's a huge deal. Mm-hmm. If you
did they announce that was coming to
xCloud? It is going to be part. Read that article, Brad. Read that wire, bro. It is. There's more legs to this. You know what I'm saying? Than that. And if it is part, that means people are going to be able to stream it on xCloud game services and devices, which is more reach for that thing. And MLB may say to themselves, again, if you just look at it from MLB standpoint, forget fanboy stuff for a minute, right? They got to say to themselves, they're paying us for this license, but we're not getting the return by just being exclusive to them. And I don't know if they've had the last couple of metrics, the last couple of years, if MLB has been on the decline or not as profitable as they would have liked. And if that's the case, money talks. So if you're going to open it up to Xbox now and this ecosystem, and now the fact that xCloud is part of it, we cannot understate that. That's mobile devices. That's a lot of things and more faces to that brand. And that's what wants.
Yeah, and Cock, to your point, that in the press wire, it does say, hey, look, we're delighted to announce MLB The Show 21 is coming to Xbox Game Pass on day one. and will be available on April 20th on Xbox Series X, S, and Xbox One. No PC love there. I can't believe that.
That's right.
As well as on Android phones and tablets via xCloud.
And here's the other thing, bro. The next gen version is part of this, because unlike 2K, which 2K is having on NBA 2K is part of Game Pass, I believe, but not the next gen version. You got to pay for that, because my cousin
it literally just said that it's the Xbox Series and X version.
Yes, that's a huge deal, because we know what this controversy was with smart delivery and all that other stuff. Man, this is a major move. Major move.
It is, and I just want to what Attic was saying. I think Attic, what you're referring to is kind of like mind share, and I agree with you there, Attic. Like in terms of mind share, I think this is like amongst the gaming community, because you look at the Twitters, everyone's talking about this right now, right? There's people out there that are upset. Yeah, and there's people that are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening." So we think about mind share.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go in my brother's room and see who's publishing MLB.
Yeah, go for it. And then I gotta say something about the chat.
This is a big mind share move.
Yes.
Think about this, like Game Pass, and Slow-Mo. He was spot on when he said this. Game Pass is Xbox now, and he got a lot of heat for that, but he's right, because. Look at the mind share they're building around Game Pass now. Outriders, day and date.
Right.
MLB The Show. And this is, to me, it's a power play, because the show has been synonymous with the PlayStation brand so many years. And now it's like, look, the casuals cock, they're not going to know. But like us, the hardcore, like, yo, this is a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
That's day and date on Game Pass.
At the end of the day, here's the deal. Like you said, the casual gamer, right? Let's be real. He honestly maybe 1 or 2, 3 titles a year, whether it be the Call of Duty, the Grand Theft Auto, the Madden, the NBA 2K, right? MLB falls in. This is the national pastime. This is baseball. You know what I'm saying? This is the definitive simulation experience. It is the best baseball game. I've been playing this game on Sony platforms for as longest, right? And now you're telling that casual, all you gotta do is subscribe for $15 or take the $1 deal and get in Game Pass, and day one you could be a part. Let me just address something in the chat real quick, because somebody, what you call it, Christopher? I don't know how to pronounce it. But he said something that I got to correct. He said Cognito is saying corporations should put their games everywhere. All right, noted. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to put yourself in the mindset of the MLB as to why they would entertain taking a Game Pass bag. That's what I'm talking about. This has nothing to do with, I don't care what a corporation does with its money. The issue, we're just trying to understand the mindset as to why a deal like this would happen. That's all we say. Continue at it. Continue.
It's published by Sony on PlayStation. Okay. It's making me feel like, because we've had scenarios like this happen, like Quantum Break, where not Quantum Break. There was an Xbox game. I can't remember what it was. There's been actually multiple where they don't want to publish it on the competitors' platform, so someone else publishes it. Man, I'm wanting to say Cuphead was originally published by Microsoft, and then when it went to PlayStation, it was published by someone else. I don't know, man. Like I'm gonna have to talk to Hogue, because to me,
this is Hogue.
If they're publishing it, I feel like they got more say than we think. Because
they do, Attic. Like Lower Cognito. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. He's old. Optimus Code. But Code has said on many occasions, even on BRAP, that the publishers, it's like, it's their call.
Yes.
So if MLB is publishing this game on Xbox, it is their call. Absolutely their call, 100%. Like Sony doesn't have any say in that regard. And I could be wrong, but this is coming from Code.
Yeah.
But to me, if this was truly 100% MLB, they would publish it on PlayStation too. Why ain't they publishing on PlayStation?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know.
Like, to me, this feels like like Sony's like, all right, we'll make it multi-plat. We'll meet you in the middle, but we ain't publishing on their stuff. Like you gonna have to publish it.
I don't know. It's a very strange. I'm gonna
have to stand on my ground. I'm gonna have to stand on my ground and say PlayStation let this happen. Like they agreed to this.
You're saying Jim Ryan? Jim Ryan thinking like
I'm gonna have to stand on that ground. PlayStation let this happen.
Are you saying a big shout out to Tony Bryant, the $5 super chat? He says Jim Ryan is complicit.
That's what Pecan. I mean,
yeah, where is King, by the way? Because it's funny. Like
I've been trying to hit him up.
It's funny. Like
dude, you guys better hope King. You guys got a couple hours before you really see something.
King is going to be coming for people, and it's funny. Like he always, and I always like kind of like take it like tongue in cheek, like, oh, he's just joking around, But now I'm starting to think like King, I'm like, yo, King might be onto something here, and that's why I was like, God, where is King? Because I want to see King with his shades on and that big smile on his face, being like, I told you so.
Look, and at the end of the day, man, like regardless what happens, it's like it's just a sports game. It's not like it's a huge, it's a huge move because Xbox has never had it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the game should have been multi-plat anyway. So, in terms of stuff like that, but I will say that it's an interesting thing that it's not only is it multi-plat, but it's on Game Pass day one. And I think at this point, if Microsoft can get that game on Game Pass, there's not many games that can't come on Game Pass.
Exactly. Here's the thing too. We gotta look at the timing, the significance of what's going on. We've got Xbox and Skittles in some type of battle for media mind share. And the funny thing about it,
go vote for Xbox, man. We want those mini fridges.
Yeah, I want a mini fridge. That's real talk.
So, but here's the thing, Brad. Me and you are baseball fans.
Yeah,
the timing of this couldn't have been more perfect. This is opening week. I know Addict don't care, but this is opening week of baseball. This is huge.
Like
this
is
literally great marketing, actually.
And there's also pent up demand for like sports right now, considering that we've been in this pandemic for a year.
Facts.
There's some sense of hope now with the vaccines and everything, and you're seeing people back at the ballparks. Like there's just a different vibe around MLB this year because last year was delayed. I don't think they only played 60 games. This year we have a full season, so there's also this pent up like demand for sports, for MLB, for the sense of like normalcy again, right, with sports. And this timing of this announcement again, this goes back to mindshare. I don't think we can underestimate the mindshare of this move by Phil. This is very smart. The results are in. Very strategic.
Xbox won the marketing thing, so it's time for mini fridges, y'all. Yeah, Xbox won. The final results versus scheduled 50.5, very close, 50.5% to 49.5.
Nice. Real quick, I want to get the super chat from Puck Kiddish. What's up, Punk? The $5 super chat. He says this deal is huge, huge AF. That being said, is it the Series X version or regular? Have a good one, fellas. It is going to be
Series X version. Yeah, next
Series
gen
X
version.
Yep. Yeah.
They're not pulling the 2K nonsense where you get the base old version. This is the next gen. This is huge. Yeah, continue, Brad. I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to make that point in my mind share. That's where my mind keeps going. That look, I mean, here we are. It's 10 almost 10:30 Friday morning, and we're podcasting about this announcement. I'm sure there's other podcasters going to be probably a ton of videos coming out. I'm sure
Rand go wake up and go straight to the computer.
Rand's probably in the lab right now.
He in the lab right now.
Rand's not in the lab right now. He asleep. I can almost guarantee he asleep. But when he wake up, man, he going straight to the computer, man.
Oh, yo, Tim Dog is still. He changed his logo to New York Mets.
Look, it's at the end of the day, like the biggest thing this shows is this isn't last generation's Microsoft, man. They ain't playing with you guys. Like,
listen, the thing when we said this, Addict, right, was, remember I told you, it's the old Bob Deep song. There's a war going on outside. Ain't a man safe from. Listen, it's a war. And the thing right now, people got to understand this generation is we know Sony's attack with the timed exclusives, with the locking something down to the platform. And it seems Microsoft's strategy to counter is going to be day and day on Game Pass with third-party deals. This is going to be fun, man. This going to be a fun one.
I have a feeling you're going to see this often until their homegrown studios are ready.
Already, right? Exactly. And let's be honest, Sony. The reason why Sony was doing that makes perfect sense, because the reason why Sony was doing those timed exclusives is, again, the same thing. You know, listen, let's be honest. Both consoles, for the most part, from a first party standpoint, yes, we know the launch of PlayStation 5's first party was definitely better. I'm never going to negate that. But after the, Miles Morales and Demon Souls and stuff has cooled off, there's really on both platforms not a lot of exclusive content. They're both living off third parties right now to kind of get them through 2021 until the major releases are ready. So what you do is you do secure your name and your brand and associate it with these third-party games to make it seem like your platform is the place to play these games. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big thing. The only thing I got to, because Brap, you my brother, but I do need your knee for one thing. You my brother, I love you. You my brother, I got to come, because me and you have had countless behind-the-scenes discussions about next gen. And someone was telling me how I don't see there's anything a certain platform can do. And I said, Brad, me and you are old enough to realize we've seen generations. Every generation is a clean slate. If someone told me the Nintendo Switch would be the most dominant platform after the Wii U generation, I would have laughed them out of the room. Listen, buckle up, fans. This is going to be a fun gen. Both are coming. Sony still got the exclusives. Sony still got the name recognition. We're never going to disrespect them. But these type of moves from Microsoft, they're letting people know this is not going to be the same generation. They are going to compete. These are very powerful moves. And I just need my brother. I just need one knee. I don't need both knees. I need one.
I need both knees. I need both knees.
Because, Brad, you gave me such a hard time. You said, Cog, there's no way. The studios. Come on, Brad.
You're right. And you know what, sir? I will bend the knee here, because
both.
You.
I just need one knee. I just need one. That's all.
But yeah, no, because again, because Sony's dominance over the last 25 years,
for sure,
and Microsoft just kind of it was hard for me to say.
Have they like at the end of the day though?
Because ecosystems too,
but at the end of the day, have they really dominated 25 years? They lost the Wii generation. Like the 360 was dominating the majority of the generation,
but they've been the one constant,
and that was coming off of the PS2.
To Brap's defense, we can't deny the dominance of Sony in the PlayStation 4 generation.
I think it's more about consistency than anything else. They've been very consistent in what they've done in this industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do. That was my point.
But it's almost impossible.
But Cog, like my, in our conversations, like my thing was, because we have ecosystems now. We didn't have ecosystems, back in the days of the NES per se, right? Where people are financially invested in their friends list.
Yes.
And, in their library,
correct.
There's been a lot of talk about, the PS Vita store being closed down, and, preservation of people's digital libraries, things. I mean, people are tied into those things now. So that's why I'm kind of like, well, I don't know, but
I feel you. Listen, I'll never say that why you said what you said was completely wrong because of the dominance. And let's be real, to your defense, right? Last generation was not the generation for Xbox to really be losing, because now all that, because remember, prior, was it 2013 or whatever it was, a lot of developers and publishers were assuming, because of the 360 generation, right, that Microsoft would be the front runner. And then we saw the litany of mistakes. And then, we know the infamous, this where you share games here, TV. We know all of that. So I get it. And then they had this dominant thing. The only thing I was worried about, and I always said, I shout out to my man Pari, he's on Twitter going crazy. But the only thing I worry about is that when you start, first of all, every generation is a clean slate. That's number one. Yeah. And number two, I just wanted to see, this is the Jim Ryan era. This is a different era. So even though they've had the cachet, they've been dominant, they've got the first party exclusives, they got the quality, we know that. But we still got to see the moves, and we got to still see them execute. That's it.
Yeah,
it's almost
clearly
like
they move in different.
Yeah, it's almost like the Dallas Cowboys back in the day. From the Jimmy Johnson to the Barry Switzer era. You still got to see them execute.
That means nothing to me, man.
I understand that. It's still like very, very. It's nothing to you, but got to use some sports analogies here. At the end of the day, you can.
No, you didn't. You just you chose to.
But at the end of the day, you got to execute, and that's all I'm saying. This generation is just proving to me that regardless to what, Microsoft's more in the fight, and it's gonna be fun, man.
This is gonna be fun, yeah.
Hey,
I want to give a big shout out to my man Gaming Forte with the Detroit Tigers logo.
Woo!
What's up,
Here
Forte?
he. Your boy has been telling people that Sony is gonna do some stuff that you never thought they was gonna ever do. Now I ain't gonna lie, I didn't expect this to happen. This wasn't something I expected.
This is
and
amazing.
Listen, let me tell you the most craziest thing about this. It's not even about MLB. It's crazy the fact that they were able. First of all, I don't know how Xbox pulled this off. Second of all, sounds like Jim Judas Ryan took the bag on this one because I'm with Addict. There's no way that MLB made this deal for Sony.
Really?
Sony made this deal themselves.
You think Sony took the bag?
No, let me tell you. Let me tell you what. Let me think about. Let me rock with me. Let me take you down. Let me take you down. You know where I think Sony going with this. Is MLB, of all the franchises, all the sports franchises or the different leagues, which one is the least popular one?
It's gotta be MLB, NHL, I guess.
MLB and NHL. Yeah. NHL, that's an EA thing. EA don't care. They make money off anything, so it doesn't matter. But when it comes to MLB, low attendance counts, a lot of people need to get back into the parks and stuff again. It being a game that only sold on one system for the entirety of its whole life as a franchise, and it's finally coming to Xbox. Now, I think, in my humble opinion, I think Sony looked at it, was like, well, we don't know how many copies of this game is going to sell. We know we're going to sell copies on Xbox, but we don't know how many. We already know we have a built-in fan base on PlayStation. So why not? We might get more engagement off our game by throwing it in a service like Game Pass. They got the road to the show where it's a whole bunch of microtransactions. People that will get into the game that normally wouldn't play the game will get a chance to play it that way. So the engagement is going to be through the roof on Xbox for that game just because they never got a chance to play it. And guess what? A lot of people on Xbox aren't down for paying $70 for a game. That's not going to happen. And the fact that you can get this game cheaper in Xbox Game Pass day one than you could get it on PlayStation is crazy. So I truly think they did this for engagement reasons. They're going to they're going to test this game to see exactly what that looks like, what the monetization of the game is going to look like inside of Game Pass with people basically playing a free-to-play version of MLB The Show. Because if you got Game Pass, you don't have to pay for this. So I think this is what Sony's looking at. If they can get some type of turnout for MLB to be somewhat successful on Xbox, revenue-wise, this might be the next step for PlayStation to start making changes on their own side of it. And the other thing is, people may poo-poo this. I think this is more than an MLB move. I think if they can get MLB The Show, a PlayStation-only exclusive, not even a year ago, inside of Game Pass day and date, what's the chances that Game Pass won't come to PlayStation in the near future?
Wow, you going there?
I mean, this right here, like, dude. But why wouldn't you do it if you're doing this? But if you're willing to put one of your exclusive, I don't care if it was it was coming to Xbox. Right. It's the fact that it's coming to Game Pass. They ain't making it. Yeah, so why wouldn't they allow that service on their system at this point? This is literally opening the door for something that most people probably didn't think was ever going to happen.
I feel you, and you and Attic are on the same page. The question becomes, was it truly Sony's decision? That's the thing. I'm with BRAP. I don't
think it was.
I think
it wasn't Sony's decision to put it on Xbox.
I don't think it was Sony's decision to put it on Game Pass either, because they're not the publisher here for Xbox. It's MLB.
So why is it? Wait. But why is it not on? So is it going to be in PlayStation Now?
MLB is the publisher.
Is MLB The Show going to be on PlayStation Now? That's
up to Sony as the publisher to determine whether or not they want to put that game on PlayStation Now.
To me, it feels like Sony is I would be 100% with you guys if MLB was the publisher on Sony's end, but they're not. It feels like they published their own version and they weren't publishing Microsoft's, and they made MLB publish Microsoft's. We've seen it multiple times with games that's been exclusive to both platforms and came over.
We
to
have
the
seen
other
that.
one.
Yeah.
So that's generally what happens when something like that happens. I don't know why it matters if Sony's the publisher or not, because their logo's at the beginning of the game. Right. So it's like,
well, that's the mindshare thing that you're speaking to, Lord. Like the Lord, I keep calling you Lord. Addict is that is that mindshare piece. Like they see, like people are going to see that Sony logo on Xbox, but now are going to be like, oh my god, this is Sony. This is a Sony game. Sony made game that used to be exclusive on Game Pass day one.
Right.
That's huge. That's the part that I keep going back to is the mindshare piece here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that, let's be real, like again, for the hardcore baseball community, there is no other equivalent. Yeah, you can have these little fun arcadey style, RBI baseball types, but when it comes to the pure, like let me give it to you in these terms. Like MLB The Show, Addict, is like the JRPG of baseball games.
No, like, I know how big it is. I mean, it's not even the JRPG of baseball games. It's the only baseball game.
It's the only thing in town showing.
It's equivalent to like Final Fantasy being the only JRPG in existence.
And the fact, like I said, there's no other competition equivalent in the space. At least if there was another game that did a simulation style baseball game that the hardcore can go to. If you love baseball. Like when you go to a baseball game, I go to baseball games back before the pandemic. MLB The Show is plastered everywhere. It is literally synonymous with the league. So this is huge marketing in that respect. And from a gameplay standpoint, it's unchallenged. So like I said, this is going to be this going to have huge effect. The key is going to be how the numbers come back, obviously with the metrics in the service, and again, like we said, the $1 million question is, which I don't know, is who accepted the Game Pass bag, and if the Game Pass bag precludes anyone from having.
I think Jim Ryan, he had his yacht right now with that Game Pass bag. I'm sorry.
If it precludes, because it's in Game Pass, anyone from having it in, for example, a PS Now, which is, I guess, the competitive service, right? That's the question. Does that deal say, because of this, it is exclusive to our streaming platform and our having it on its device and stuff like that, other devices. That's the question. But you got some super chats. They going crazy for you. Bro.
Yeah, I got to get some super chats here. We got my man, One Bad Mother. OBM says, the things Phil will do to beat Skittles. Someone please wake up King. Have a great weekend, friends. Yes.
They were going to win that without them doing that.
We got Lord Ruff this with the $5 super chat. Says, this is a shock to Sony. I think Sony thought it was going to Xbox for $60 charge. They didn't know about the Game Pass deal till today. And let's see here. Is that I'm a little behind here in super chat.
The biggest question is, are they going to combat it with it coming to PlayStation Plus that month?
I think
they need to.
I think they should. I really do. Because you know what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. And Ryan McCaffrey talked about the snowball effect on Wednesday's BRAP when I asked him, because we're talking about Outriders being the first, big third party game, or like new release, right, day and date. And this is if they can get MLB The Show, like who else is next? And does it become a situation if Microsoft starts getting new third party games day and date? Do people start saying, "Hey, you know what, Sony? Look what Microsoft, like, what are you guys doing here? Like, I got this Game Pass thing. I don't have to pay $70 for new games.
It's a war going on outside. No man to stay from. You can run, you can hide, you can look.
I really think this Sony needs to do something. I think I really, and I'm starting to see this now. I think Sony needs to.
I've been saying it, man. I've been saying they need to do something.
Yeah. Let me get the super chat real quick, gentlemen. Face 23 BK and NY with the $15 super chat. Thank you for that. Face says the show on Xbox is published by MLB and developed by Sony Sony Interactive Entertainment. Look it up. It wasn't a Sony move.
Could very well be.
Yeah.
What do you think? I might get home glow on the phone.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, we got Mega $3,000 super chat says, knowing Jim Ryan, he won't put MLB on PS Now. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it 100. This is slap in the face to PS users.
I feel like this at this point. I feel like it's a possibility. Like, I'm not going to say it's not a possibility, because at this point, like, I don't know because like I feel like they might have just tweeted that by now, like because that's the way to start the movement. Oh, MLB The Show's coming to PlayStation Plus that month. Like because let's be real,
they already announced the PlayStation Plus games for this month. It would be for for May.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they already announced them. So if they are going to do it, it's going to be for May. But at that point, people already had bought the game.
Yeah. I'm talking to Tim Dog and DM right now.
look, all I know is this is yet another move that I've been telling people for the last 6-7 months. Like people are going to have to make executive decisions on their systems in the near future. Like this is another, like we kept talking about, we talking about Outriders, and we were saying, if Xbox keep getting these third-party exclusives, I mean not exclusive, but these third-party deals and getting them in Game Pass day and date, why would you want to spend $60 to $70 on another platform if you already have the service? Now, if you don't have the service, that means you're kicking out the $15 or however much a month to pay for it, and then you may still go with the PlayStation platform in that regard. Mm-hmm. But like with everybody in this party right now, in this live stream that has Game Pass, you have a decision to make. Are you going to buy a game for $60 to $70 on PlayStation when you can own it for the price of your Game Pass subscription?
Look at it from this standpoint.
It's a good point.
How many people here bought Outriders?
None of us.
I did.
I canceled my pre-order.
But
that's because you bought it on PC.
Yeah, because I could. Yeah, just PC just looks so much better than the console version.
It ain't that much better, sir.
Oh no, it's much better. It is much better.
Much better.
I'm running at Ultra.
Me and him gonna rock out at 11. I got to do a test. We're gonna do a crossplay test with Outriders with PlayStation 5, Series X, and what you call it on PC, just to see how that goes. But,
I'll never know when I'm not missing.
Hey, Cog, if you guys are looking for third, let me know because I will be on Outriders. But no, I got it on PC because again, contrary to what Forte says, I do think it looks better.
No, it does look better, but I if I can, I'm a stickler for not paying more money for something I don't got to.
Hey, so Forte, let me ask you a question, man, because you're GameStop retail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said this earlier before you came on the show. I am now canceling my pre-order at GameStop for MLB The Show. I was going to get it on PlayStation 5. I'm canceling my pre-order because I can get it on Game Pass. Like, how does that make the folks at GameStop feel?
They probably don't. I mean, dude, they already embrace Game Pass. So whatever games are in Game Pass, you got to kind of look at it like MLB was never available on PlayStation before. So it's not really like I'm not on Xbox before. So it's not like they really have a metric to go against when it comes to like how the game would sell on Xbox. They were probably expecting like a decent turnout for Xbox, but they probably didn't even plan for it. Like whatever they did make on it would have just been extra revenue.
Yeah,
Who knows?
We know that they're not doing
Benji sales, y'all. Let me give you that update. Okay, so first, MLB The Show 21 will launch day one on Game Pass. It's wild to see, huge for the game. He says, all right, correction. MLB will publish the game on Xbox, not PlayStation.
Of course they will.
Adds another wrinkle here. How involved were Sony in this agreement? I have to assume somewhat, as the game is still developed by them, but final call was probably through MLB themselves. This is strict from what you call it right now, from Benji.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's kind of what we were.
Only person I'm gonna listen to on that, something like that is Hogue, because he knows more about something like that.
More.
I can't wait for Hogue's video.
It's still the optic, even if it's published by MLB, it's still the optics of the fact that this game was an exclusive not even a year ago.
Oh, absolutely.
And now that it's on a competing service, not even a competing service. I mean, competing platform, the competing service where your competitor is making a huge push to make that the new normal when it comes to gaming.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I love this competition. This is the Microsoft I've been wanting to see for like the last 7 years.
Factual.
This reminds me of remember OG Xbox, Cog? Yeah. Remember that?
This remind me, honestly, it kind of reminded me of the 360 era.
Yeah.
It was just that aggressive.
Prior to Connect.
prior to Connect. You know what I'm saying? But Forte missed it. We got my man. I got my knee of my man BRAP.
Yeah.
No. I was going to call his knees later on.
Okay. We good now. And he's come full circle and say, look, there is a chance that Microsoft could compete this year.
There is. You know what, Cock, to your point, man, and Ryan even said this on BRAP this past Wednesday. that if they start putting out those first party games that are like at the level of Sony, and they're doing these third party deals we're seeing like with MLB The Show and Outriders, seriously, watch out.
Right.
They're gonna punch Sony in the chin.
I just love how this conversation has flip flopped.
Are you calling him Lord Chocleta? Are you calling him?
I love it.
Let me.
Hey, this ain't nothing new. I
Forte,
mentioned this on Crossfire 2 weeks ago.
Hey,
I was like, what happened? What's the difference?
Changing positions.
What's up?
Yeah, Brap. I'm gonna expect that same energy on Crossfire.
Let me tell you something. Let me just say something real quick. There is nothing wrong when a company's not giving you what you want as a consumer to be critical of that company.
No. See, we were being more than critical. We
No.
We were like Xbox, like Game Pass isn't gonna be Game Pass isn't for everybody. Game Pass isn't gonna be the next thing.
You know what?
Gaming. PlayStation first party exclusives, bangers are gonna be the thing.
You know, he told me for
Xbox ain't gonna move the needle as much as people think Game Pass is.
I am only making commentary based on what I know at that time.
You know? But Brap, how old are you? Brap. So wait. You're a seasoned vet. You understand how to look. All we're doing, like I'm gonna tell you what I was doing. Brap, you're a seasoned vet, man. You know this. I'm a spring chicken compared to you. And I know common sense. Common sense was telling me as long as they gave us games inside, and I kept telling people, as long as the games are there, we're gonna be fine. And everybody kept saying, "Oh, these games." He's like, "Man, where's the proof? Where's the proof?" They bought Bethesda, but the games are on the decline, and this and that, and blah blah blah.
I never said Bethesda games.
No, I'm not saying you.
I also said,
in general.
I also said, and I've been saying this: content is king. If Microsoft delivers content, I've always said this. And they could deliver content at the level of Sony's like first party. Watch out! That's gonna be they're going to disrupt the industry.
But let me ask you this: but this is the thing. But has Xbox released those games yet?
No, they haven't yet.
But listen to the.
That's why I say if.
That's why I'm talking about. Listen to the conversation. Y'all kept saying that Xbox needed to release the games on that level, and those games haven't even come out yet. And now the conversation is changing just because of the narrative of the games that they're getting inside the Game Pass on a second party and third party basis. So that's why I kept telling people, I was like, listen, Xbox knows what they have to do to get people into the service. They have to fill the funnel with third party games, and they have started doing it.
Had they not done any of that stuff though, right? I mean, like, yeah.
But we kept telling y'all they were going to do it.
But you didn't know. But you didn't
bash it anyway.
I wasn't bashing.
Not you. I ain't saying you. I'm just saying people in general. We know what the conversation has been over the last 6 months.
You also didn't know 100% sure, like for sure, that they were going to do stuff like this. No one knew.
Sir, listen.
You did? You at the meetings?
No, but the difference is hold up. The difference is table. What was the conversation? No, but what's the difference?
Hold up, Brad.
No. There's a difference in what I was doing, what other people do. I don't go out and make it seem like it's this doom and gloom scenario for Xbox, even knowing it's the situation where I don't know.
Okay, that's his defense.
I mean, to be fair, literally,
I don't think there's anything they could do.
Yeah, you was on that stuff. You was on that stuff.
You were like, I don't think there's anything they could do based on the track record, the quality, and the years of Sony first party experience. This is what you have it into my head. And all I said is every gen is a clean slate. They have to prove themselves over again. That's all I'm saying.
And I agree with you on that point, Cognito, that you're right. And again, I was looking at from the perspective of, because we grew up during the NES days, and I said this earlier, like we have ecosystems now. People are tied to that, so it's how much value you have in those ecosystems, and what can Microsoft do to get people to jump from one ecosystem to another. That's not an easy thing to do per se.
Absolutely,
and I think that's one of the reasons why they're looking to kind of tear down that walled garden and get on other devices, because it gives them access to people they may never have access to.
This is literally a fight for people that buy 1 or 2 games a year. They want them people because, you know, that gives you the numbers of consoles. That gives you the sales on the 3 to 4 games they buy, the Call of Duties, the 2Ks, the Maddens. And those people, most of the time, they buy. I would say they spent half the generation buying digital. Physical, and then half the generation buying digital. But then again, those games are irrelevant after a year to 2 of the new games. So that didn't even really matter. There's probably 15 million people that only play Call of Duty every year. And every year a new Call of Duty comes out, and the one before that makes that one irrelevant.
Yeah, real quick, we have the voice of reason of the internet. So we have Eric Jackson. What's up, E?
Oh, what's going on, guys?
Oh, EJ the building.
Hey, E, real quick, let me get these super chats. I'm a little behind the super chats, and I want to get your thoughts real quick, E. We have Key Up 901. The $5 super chat says, Game Pass won't stop. It can't stop. Take that. Who next? Call of Duty. God, if they get Call of Duty, it's huge. Hey, Microsoft, don't forget my PC platform for multiplats at Games Day and Day. Yes, Microsoft, because I'm on that PC end where I'm like, oh, come on, guys. And then we have Face 23 BKNY with the $15 super chat again. It says, Game Pass is great, but now how many casuals know about Game Pass? Only 18 million subs in 3 years. Since people want to compare Game Pass to things like Netflix or Disney Plus around 100 million subs in a year. That's another conversation for another podcast.
Start to get that bunch here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to start from somewhere.
You do things like this, and this is how you get to that level.
Exactly. Our good friend Ren Thor 19. He's awake.
Ren's awake.
Yeah, with the $5 super chat says all I will say.
All of them was
He says, all I will say is I know Xbox is looking to make 2021 the biggest year ever for Xbox Game Pass, Outriders, and MLB The Show 21. It's just the beginning.
Exclusive.
Exclusive drop. Insider drop.
Inside a job.
But who has he been gaming with to have this knowledge?
We got
you know what's funny? People are going to make articles about that statement, and they're going to say Jez somehow.
Yep. You already know.
Jez from Windows Central said. And then he does that podcast with the other guy. Let me stop.
Shout out to
Ray. I love him. That's my homie. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, go ahead, E.
E.
Yo.
What's up? What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man.
What you thought when you saw this, man? What's going on?
I mean, I tweeted just off the tease, and I mean, like seconds later, they dropped it in there. I'm just like, wow, yo. I mean,
it's kind of crazy how quick they did it because they teased the Outriders like 3 days before they did it. Like,
and it wasn't even really like a tease because it was like, I mean, what else is it gonna be? Like you play like the sound effect of the baseball clacking. I'm like, that ain't much of a tease.
And then MLB, the Twitter account, got the eyeballs. Like, whoo, I wonder. I'm like, okay, you guys are giving it away. Continue.
Right now, look, see, like I said, I'm not a baseball fan. I don't play baseball games, but I mean, we were just talking about this the other night about getting games in that that grab attention, right? And it's kind of like a twofold thing. It's sort of MLB The Show, I should say, has always been big on the PlayStation side, right? It does numbers, people play it, people rock with it, and the talk has always been, Xbox, we need a baseball game. So in twofold, they answered the question on both. They got a baseball game back on Xbox, and they threw it in Game Pass. So now people who may only rock on Xbox, who have been wanting a baseball game, or now I heard you guys just talking about things that get momentum going, get the eyeballs going, get the casuals talking. That's the kind of move that you do to get that going.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I love when E agrees with me. I feel validated, vindicated, all of these things.
Oh my goodness.
Forte, are you implying that
Forte's gonna meet his bag tonight on Crossfire?
Oh, it's gonna be crazy tonight on Crossfire. I'm gonna make sure I'm there.
Oh my god!
Because we gotta have a conversation.
You gotta have a conversation. You gotta pull up.
Have a conversation, bro. BRAP, you ain't the only one who gotta have a conversation.
Hey, Forte, don't lump me in with those naysayers. Sir.
No, man, no. You and Mooch were riding.
It's called healthy skepticism.
No, man, y'all were riding that 2-seater together, and I kept telling y'all, man, just wait, it's gonna happen. And y'all were, no, man, I don't believe in it. I think.
Hey,
know, they ain't gonna be able to compete with Sony.
There was times where I've seen people say that it's over for Microsoft. Next gen, they're going to start doing third party. They're going to be a third party.
You must be one of those people that think King Kong is better than Godzilla, aren't you?
No, he's not. But Forte, that's also like Forte. If the Detroit Lions, if I said the Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl, you'd probably look at me and be like, "What?"
I would look at you like you sideways.
Why? Body of work.
Because that's a 50-year track record.
Body of work, sir. All right.
No, so ain't no body of work. That's a 50-year track record.
Let's go with Tony Bryant here with the $5 Super Chat. Says, in the space of a month, Octopath Traveler, Outriders, MLB The Show, Yakuza 6. Don't be surprised if Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Game Pass all for $15. And there's probably I think 7 or 8 more Square Enix games that are going to be dropping in Game Pass. So, yeah.
I love you, BRAP.
Shout out to Rand. Shout out to, I'm hearing from a couple other people, again, we talked about it, the Mobb Deep reference. There's a war going on outside, no man's safe from. So, like I said, the timed exclusive approach of Sony versus the third-party game day and date approach of Microsoft. So what we're hearing from what Rand kind of implying, a couple other people that I spoke to implying, this is not the end. This is basically a scratching of the surface. And if the metrics are coming out that, again, Outriders, which you again seeing Benji Sales talk about early metrics just as far as engagement and mind share. Obviously, MLB Show, we talked about the timing of this. Obviously, opening week baseball. There's a lot of significance with the timing of this. They're in the middle of a Skittles campaign or what have you. But at the end of the day, if you now can leverage this and get a couple of other more big third parties to make it synonymous with your brand while they're waiting for those first party games to cook, so to speak. Now you got a lot of momentum. Now you got stuff coming in. And it's going to be interesting to see what game Sony grabs to try to get some momentum back to tie that exclusivity to their profile. We know we got Forspoken is one of them. Couple others.
Next Final Fantasy game.
This is a fun Gen war, man. This is exciting.
That's why I was saying that. Okay, even back, I remember a few months back before the Gen really got started, I tweeted, "Okay, you guys gonna keep doing the power talk. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about content, and moving forward, we're gonna talk about. It sounds to me like on the games level." We'll see what how these draft picks are going for Microsoft. I said, but hopefully the conversation will change the games. And of course, whatever reason people took that because power was the hotness at that moment. So people took that, took the little umbrage with that. I tweeted a few weeks ago. I said, Microsoft is taking this approach that's very unorthodox, but excitement is good. I'm down with it.
Yeah,
I like the surprise. You know what I'm saying? It's like you open the cereal box, like, ooh, what I got inside the cereal?
Yeah, it's like, what's happening today?
But, and I said, we said this on BRAP the other night too. I said, everyone's like, well, Sony's got to answer by doing the same. They got to buy studios. They got to do the day and day. I was like, no, I said, maybe not. I said, I want them to sit at the table and say, what can we do to gain attraction too? Don't do the same thing if you don't have to.
Right.
Make it comparable. But what's your answer to it? It's just like how people would say, like when it came to like the games argument. Well, I don't want Microsoft to do the exact same games. I know, Cog, you take those hits when you say, "Just give me one, give me
one." They get mad at me. They be like, "You're a Sony apologist, and you want them."
I don't want them. Right. And I'm like, I don't want them doing the same games.
I'm like, but those games are great.
Right. I'm like, but at the same time, dude's like, well, I want them to do the same exact thing they doing with Game Pass. I was like, no, let them find their lane too. It might be something that we haven't even thought about.
Preach.
I mean, if it's a carbon copy, it is what it is. What they say, art imitation is the highest form of flattery.
I've always had the mindset that as long as the games are good, people that will gravitate. Like if it's first person, third person. Apparently, games like Gears Tactics isn't it. People don't even consider that a AAA game. But we ain't going into that. But so
what is the one thing? Games.
At the end of the day, as long as they come out with quality games, it doesn't matter what genre it's in, people will come.
Right. That's it.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
It's good. It's a good day, man. It's a fun announcement. Got a lot of buzz. Again, it just reminds me of those good old Genesis Nintendo days.
Yeah,
so it's fun, man.
Shout out to
get out of
shout out to Microsoft. I didn't know what video I was gonna make today, but I know now. Like
we have content.
Now, see, and the thing is, the one thing I always said, Enrique, you remember me saying this too, is like all I wanted to see was that they had a fight in them still.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And they did the power thing. They worked on the console. I said, okay, that's fine. That's all good. But I want you to talk to me as a consumer. Like, what I'm looking for is games. Like Cog said, I'm with Cog. I stand with Cog on that. Just give me one. Give me one of those AAA story, boom, like single player experiences. Where I'm just like, let's go, right? So I know like what the Warriors do on social media, whatever. It's like it's gonna take forever. It's like fine, it's a marathon, not a sprint. They'll get there. But all I wanted to see was like the game plan, the roadmap. That you're talking to me and saying like we're gonna answer this call, and that's what they've been doing. I said, okay. You seem to be going in the direction that I want to see. It's not the traditional, it's unorthodox, but sometimes unorthodox is exciting. I'll say that again. I'm gonna keep beating that drum. All I wanted to see is that they had a fight, and damn, they fighting.
Yeah, they're fighting. Yeah. That was always my criticism about that. I just felt like they weren't fighting per se. And even with Game Pass, while I subscribed to Game Pass and like a lot of the games that were in there, like were games that I already played, and now there's like games that are dropping. I'm like, oh my god, like I haven't played these games. I'm totally like the value. They are increasing the value proposition for me. I'm only speaking for BRAP. Tenfold. Because a lot of those games I played previously, but like MLB The Show, I got $70 back in my pocket. Like B Money just tweeted the BRAP DM. $70.
I was literally pre-ordering this game. Like this game was, I was going to give that money, and I'm just like, I got to support. Simulation baseball is one of my favorite genres. Sony was the only place in town to get it, and I was just like, I got to support. But now again, it's a no-brainer, and again, that's the beauty of this type of a fight with them doing the third-party deal.
The only people that benefit is us,
right? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like that BRAP is excited, because at the end of the day, they needed to speak to you, right? You were the generation last year. Prior to that, you enjoyed the Xbox ecosystem, but last gen it was not something that you really took to. You didn't feel the vision, you didn't feel the commitment, right?
I told you, Ty, they lost me for a little bit.
You told me, he was like, and I couldn't disagree. I said, bro, I feel you. And all I would say is, look, we are multi-platform owners, all of us here, right? When one is not doing what they're supposed to do as a gamer, you go where the games are. Right,
100%.
Go the way the damn games are. Sony was knocking out I couldn't be mad at BRAP. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, now they got to prove to BRAP to win him back. And this is the strategy. This is the mindset of Microsoft this gen. They got to win that gen back. Those gamers that were initially 360 guys, right, and OG Xbox guys. That
Xbox Live beta tester.
And now you gotta get the back. And this is how you do it. You provide. Looks like it's gonna be you provide value and third party day and date, which was the only Achilles heel, in my opinion, to Game Pass. That was the only thing. And just vote with your wallet, man. You go where those games are, brother. It's a fun time.
Yeah, 100%, God, 100%. Because I'll say this: we didn't have social media and podcasting back when the PS3 hit. Not, I go where the games are, and if you piss me off, it's a wrap, until you start to show me that you're in there. I was PS2 in the PS. I was like, let's go PS3. That PS2. And then when they started tripping, you'll get a second job for this joint. This joint is gonna be $700. I was like, I'll see you guys on the flip. I didn't get my PS3 for like 3 years. I was like, see y'all later.
When they started acting up, I went elsewhere.
You know what's funny?
You get a second job.
Cog, you guys can ask Cog. I've been on this. We like back when the Xbox One and people were hyping up Game Pass then, and I've always been on this. I feel like their true plans is post Series X, post Series S. That's when the money's really going to be dropped in Game Pass. And until the Series X and S, you didn't see games coming day and date. And now it's like they don't even care anymore. Like they're like, people all last generation was like, they got all this money, why ain't they spending it? This is what happens when Microsoft puts 100% behind something. Absolutely. Is that they don't mind investing because they believe in the brand. And most of the last gen, they didn't believe in the brand. So
we know
that's
for
a great,
fact.
that's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, they had roadblocks too. We all know,
legendary
like Terry Myerson. I always wondered, did Phil go to Terry Myerson's going away party?
That's stupid.
Or did he come pack his box? Like, man, let me get. Don't forget your paper clips. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen,
he just goes in his office and sees paper clips and a clipboard and is like, I don't want nothing this man touched in here.
Get all of it out.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, we are a little bit over the hour mark. I know Cox got to go, but I
gotta pop in and watch this other show. I'm gonna be on YouTube all day.
Oh yeah, you about to be messy. That's what you about to do.
All I want to know is where is Lord King?
When King wakes up to this news,
I can't wait to see his reaction.
Y'all better.
And you know what's crazy, man? Like we ain't saying nothing, but we ain't even have an ILP Sunday. So I
gotta wait till Tuesday. We got a special Tuesday ILP.
Wait, no ILP this Sunday?
No ILP this Sunday, but Tuesday we got a special.
We have a special guest. We have a special guest. We ain't announcing it, but we'll probably announce it like Sunday, Monday-ish.
Monday, maybe Monday.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. So Phil Spencer's gonna be on the ILP Tuesday. Everyone,
no, it's not Phil Spencer. I'll say it's not Phil Spencer. I don't want people thinking that it's an influencer. I'll give you that. It's an influencer, but that's all you're getting.
All right, Ninja's gonna be on ILP. I'm joking.
Anybody looking for Ninja right now?
Yeah, right.
How did you figure that out?
No need to slander. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't mean to slander Ninja.
But gentlemen, this has been fun. This is really exciting. And I think you said this earlier, Cog. This is going to be an exciting and fun generation. It really is. And I'm excited. We have Nintendo, Sony, and now Microsoft like firing in all cylinders right now together. And we win as gamers. We win, hands down. I own all 3 consoles. I'm like, I'm excited. This, I got a mini fridge. Yep. I got MLB The Show.
If you got a black console owner, you good. It's the dudes that only got one that gonna feel a certain way.
Yeah, and I said this, who's gonna feel a certain way? I said, if your investment isn't really in like gaming, and granted, if you only rock with one platform and you happy, that's beautiful. If you can do them all, even better. If your investment is, the Twitter bubble console wars and stuff like that, you're gonna have some tummy aches. Yeah. All around. That's just how keep it at laughs, keep it at jokes. But if you one of these people that take it serious and this and that, these are business moves.
It's never personal. It's just business.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is.
It's personal now. It's personal.
It's personal. It might be personal. But no, gentlemen,
I want all these knees, man. I want them all. I want a box full of knees. Like,
oh my goodness.
We've seen those personal days, right, Enrique? When people are like, "Yo, if I see you at E3, it's gonna be on." I'm like,
it's gonna go down.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Just games.
Yeah, it's games, y'all. Video games.
Yeah. But gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and hanging out on this BRAP rant this morning with this late breaking news. Really appreciate it. Big shout out to Lord Cognito, to Lord Attic, the ILP. Remember, they're going to be they won't have a show this Sunday. It will be live this Tuesday. They'll make an announcement. I think you guys said this weekend, right? You guys will make an announcement.
Yeah, we'll make an announcement. So Tuesday, I'll give you this. So Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern is when the show will be. And like I said, stay tuned. Like I said, pay attention to the Iron Lord Podcast Twitter account. We'll make the announcement there as to what's happening. Should be fun. And it's going to hurt to not be able to talk this Sunday. Let's just say that. Because we all want to.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be fun, man. Hopefully, you guys support and be excited about what we got cooking.
Absolutely. And EJ, thank you for coming in, man. Appreciate it.
No, I'm glad I could get you guys right before you got off.
Yeah, definitely. And Forte, always a pleasure. Forte, I cannot wait to hear you on Crossfire this tonight. I will be there on Crossfire.
It's about to be fire and brimstone.
Oh my God!
Because we about to have a role reversal tonight on the show.
Oh, Forte!
For all the naysayers, shout out to all you guys that went with the plan. What Hannibal Smith said. I love it when a plan comes together.
Oh my goodness!
Phil Spencer and his plan to take over gaming and save Xbox in many ways has finally come together. And
and Joker said that too, man. It's all a part of the plan.
It's all a part of the plan, man. You got Jim Judas Ryan over there just giving them the bag. It's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Man, but
don't
for
leave
real
me behind on Outriders.
For real,
this time, man. I need to be with you, man.
But for real though, this is something that I don't think anybody truly expected. This is like if you was to say what is something that is impossible that could happen? Sony putting a game that used to be an exclusive first-party game in Game Pass, or even if it was MLB happening, just the optics of that alone, I would have thought never happened.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But I got a video dropping in 15 minutes, so if you want to hear what I got to say about it, your boy actually got up early to make this one. I got to beat Randall Thor and them to the punch because, once they start talking, everything gets sucked up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to give a big shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us this morning. Please smash that like button. We had over 160 people watching, only 50 likes. If you're new to the show, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you didn't get a chance to, check out Wednesday night's BRAP with IGN's Ryan McCaffrey. It was a great show. So definitely check that out. But everyone, have a great weekend. Enjoy your time gaming, and we'll catch you next Wednesday for a regular scheduled BRAP, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to check out me and Forte on Crossfire tonight, that's on Mooch's YouTube channel. That goes live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. And please check out the Iron Lords this Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. They have a special guest. Might be Aaron Greenberg, might be Jim Ryan. Who knows? It's going to be a big industry guest. Definitely don't want to miss that out. On that note, we are out.
I said influencer, not industry.
Oh, influencer. Okay. Well, I mean, Jim Ryan's kind of an influencer, right? He influences the industry. Anyhow,
I'll give you that. That was clever. I'll give you that.
All right. On that note, we're out. Everyone have a great week.
Later.